Okay, before you say anything, just look at the bottom left corner of the screen. Just watch it for a second. Ignore what's happening on screen currently. Just watch the bottom left corner of the screen. This may or may not be the most OP Titan build ever known to man. You want to see the exotic that's pulling this all together? Oh, that's right. I'm not wearing an exotic. This is just purely mods. And on every single melee kill, provided I am charged with light, that is, I will get an orb of power generating. Or two, because we're on arc. Alright, so let's talk about how this is happening. It's just a combination of not 5 mods, but 4 mods are causing this to happen. 1, melee wellmaker. Powered melee combatant final blows spawn elemental wells matching your subclass energy type. Elemental charge. Become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. If you have the same subclass element, you get 2 charges. Heavy-handed. While charged with light, regain half your... Wait a second, I don't think I actually need this one. Hold up. Let me do some testing real fast. Can I change that? Yeah, that's not actually important. Wait, this is even better than I thought it was. Hold up. I can put on Well of Ion. Let's see if this still works. I'm discovering this on the go, dude. Yep, still works. All right. 3 mods. Actually, do I even need 3? I might only need 2 mods to make this work. This is insane, dude. What on earth? Okay, let's look at this again. Okay, the main mods you need. Actually, no, you do need 3 mods. You need melee wellmaker, you need elemental charge, and the third mod you need is striking light. This one is a pretty old mod, but now everyone has it because Bungie gave everyone all the mods. What this one does is, while charged with light, defeating combatants with melee damage and sword spawns 1 orb of power for your allies, consumes 1 stack of charged with light. Now, I haven't ever seen anyone ever use this mod ever, but there was this build a while ago with MK stand-asides that give you infinite shoulder charge abilities using heavy-handed. But now that Bungie's changed Arc Titan to have their uncharged melee abilities count as arc melees, it now procs mods like melee wellmaker and striking light. Well, I guess striking light is any melee, but it basically counts as a powered melee kill even if you don't have your... 1, if you don't have your melee energy, and 2, if you're just punching normally. So that, in and of itself, utterly breaks the game. These 3 mods give you infinite orbs of power per melee kill for your allies. If you pair that, however, with Spark of Amplitude, which gives you another orb of power while you're amplified, you're spawning 1 to 2 orbs on every, I don't know, 3rd kill? Let's see here. There's 1... Yeah, second, 2 kills, 2 melee kills, and I get 3 orbs of power. that doesn't even sound right. You shouldn't be getting any orbs of power on melee kills. There's nothing that does that except for striking light. But this build, because it requires no exotic to use, only 3 mods. And the main one here, striking light, is an arc mod. But the other ones you can put on any sort of elemental armor. Because it doesn't require any sort of exotic, you could pair this with any Titan exotic. Well, maybe not any, obviously, like void exotics like Doomfang. It doesn't matter for the stuff like that, but like Insurmountable Skullfort, Mask Quiet One, Kefri's, that doesn't count. Eternal Warrior even, One-Eyed Mask, ACD Feedback Fence, Aeon, Syntheseps, Worm God, Titans, literally anything that's not specifically, you know, for solar or void works with this build. So like Lion Rampants, Stand-asides, I mean, they can work to give you infinite shoulder charges, but at this point you don't even need them. If you pair them with something like Worm God's Caress, you can just throw that on real fast, make sure you have the correct mods on, and now not only are you getting an orb of power every single melee kill, but you're also gaining more power towards your next melees, so you can go ahead and one-shot basically everything in the game. Well, not everything. They changed how stacking works for these buffs. I'm using a 1-2 punch shotgun, so even then, that adds, I don't know what the percentage is anymore because they changed it, but that just adds more and more power. Let's see here. Oh, it's 52,000 on a melee kill. I didn't even get my 1-2 punch proc. 135,000 damage. And you're still generating orbs of power every kill. Now there will be at least one kill whenever your charge with light runs out that you don't get an orb. But on that next kill, you'll get your orb from your arc melee spawning in well, and then elemental charge turning it into charge of light. I don't think I've ever seen a better arc titan build. Even like Heart of Endless Light is absolutely insane right now. But this brings it to a whole nother level when it comes to raids and basically any content with when you're playing with a fire team. Every single melee kill gives an orb of power. Imagine the supers you're gonna get. One really fun exotic that basically no one uses that I've found works really well with this is Severance Enclosure, because Severance Enclosure on powered melee kills makes an explosion. It works for basically every kill, every melee kill, because that arc melee is counting as a powered melee. Let me show you real fast. All right, so get our melee. Once you get knockout procced, you get your arc melees. And you see, spawn an explosion, kill that guy, 10,000 damage. Knockout, bam, another explosion. But basically every other kill. It's like your one punch doesn't count as arc, second punch counts as arc, gives you an explosion, makes it well, gives you orb of power. One punch, two punch, he's dead. This is obviously going to be way more insane in large groups of ads. So over here, I didn't mean to do that. One punch, two punch, and they're all dead. The explosion didn't spawn there. Here, let's try this out. There you go. And it's not like a little baby explosion like some of the exotics make. This is an actual full-fledged, not like huge explosion, but it does damage. 14,000 almost brought that Nightmare to Heartbeat to half health. Well, just keep punching around it, and soon enough, they're all gonna be dead anyways. So this build really has just almost limitless potential because it only requires 3 mods. You can change these other 2 mods to whatever you want. You don't need heavy-handed. Change that out for Well of Ions, which makes your arc melees do even more damage. So you're really gonna be racking up the damage. Change that for something like Font of Might if you want to buff your weapons, or Font of Wisdom for extra super energy. It's just an overall pretty bonkers mod that I haven't seen before, and I'm surprised that no one's come up with this. Maybe they have, maybe I just haven't seen it, but I was just too excited I had to share it. So yeah, that's that build. Okay, so I just finished recording the arc section of this build, and then it hit me, wait, am I stupid, or did Bungie change the rest of the melees to do that too? No, they didn't. What I did realize is that if you have your Roaring Flames, then your solar melee also has the same effect, where it gives you an orb basically on every kill. Oh, did when I was testing. What? Okay, there we go. It gave me, maybe I'm just not picking, oh, I'm not picking up the wells. I'm stupid. Yeah, you gotta pick up the wells. That's kind of the whole build. So, see, I'm not picking up the wells there. Just throw on something like, okay, leave me alone for a second. I'm build testing. Well, I put on a Seeking Wells. Then they don't have my Roaring Flames here anymore. I get a punch. That'll give me an orb because of just, you know, the actual mod doing that for me. But now that I've Roaring Flames up, every melee kill I get will count towards this build. Give me an orb of power. So I think Arc is better just because it's more consistent. Well, inconsistently it is better. But this, because you're spawning solar stuff, and look at this, punch this guy 3 times, makes him ignite. So that in itself is going to be doing way more damage. And you also can put on stuff like recovery and radiance, stuff like that. And you're really not gonna die. Though knockout for Arc Titan also does give you health back. This causes enemies to ignite though. Although it is because it is on the Roaring Flames timer, Makes it a little bit less consistent. But because you're getting so many wells, you're going to be getting your abilities back anyways. So this on Solar Titan works perfectly fine as well. I'm glad I tested before I made the video. One more thing I did realize just now is that because it is solar, it also works on solar. You could also use exotics that are solar based, like Geoffrey's Horn, Hollow Fire Heart, stuff like that. Phoenix Cradle even, maybe Path of the Burning Steps. That could be actually insane. Path of the Burning, I don't know, I think that's actually really good. Well, maybe solar is better. Maybe it is just better than Arc. One more thing I do want to show though, if you really want to make the most orbs for your fire team, go ahead, stick on double power preservation. And when you have double power preservation on and use your super with something, let's try Crest of Alpalupi. Wow. Put that on. Now on your super kills, you're going to be getting even more orbs for your fire team. Now this isn't going to be creating orbs for yourself because it doesn't have the one spark from Arc Titan. And there's also a chance that, you know, the enemies could die to your sunspots instead of your actual melee, meaning less orbs. But, you know, at this rate, does it really matter? And just look at this. Even your baby hammer makes orbs. Every single hit. Now, once I get my super, I'll show you just how many orbs you can actually create for your fire team. Speaking of super, if you want to just throw on your own Font of Wisdom, get your super even faster. I personally found that supercharged makes it most consistent in terms of getting charged with light, because you are able to have more stacks up at the same time. But you can also just, I mean, you're making so many wells, you're probably gonna have your charged with light most of the time, but supercharged makes it basically you have it all the time. Yeah, I've never actually used Crest of Alpalupi, but it says generate an additional orb of power, so only singular. Well, that's still one more orb, but double power preservation is actually way more powerful than people know of. Check this out. Once I start slaying out here, check the orb counter. I don't even know how many orbs that was. And then you just go right back to punching and you're just constantly making more orbs. Honestly, you might make more orbs from punching than you do from your actual super. And that's kind of bonkers to say, but this build might take the cake for my most favorite Titan build of all time until Bungie may or may not nerf it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.